So for this video right here, I want to talk about why I promote Black love. You know, the first reason is we need to love ourselves. We need to have Black pride. You know, for the longest time, we have been taught the myth and the lie of white supremacy. We have been taught that whiteness is the standard of beauty, that straight hair is more beautiful than our natural African hair. We've been taught that light or white skin is more beautiful than our brown and black skin. We've been taught that thin lips and thin noses are more attractive than our African features. And it's time for us to heal ourselves from that self-hatred, you know, to stop putting white women on a pedestal. It's not a coincidence that you have colorism in our community, because for the longest time we have been taught that dark skin is ugly and that light skin is beautiful. It's not a coincidence that you have these successful Black men that reach a certain status in life, they get a certain wealth and fame, and one of the first things that they do as a symbol of their success is they run out and chase and marry a white woman. That is not a coincidence. That is by design. They didn't just happen to fall in love with that person. They have been programmed all their lives to view whiteness as the standard of beauty, to view a white woman as some kind of trophy or symbol of success. So we need to take pride in ourselves. We need to love who we are. We need to love our skin and love our features. And the brother Malcolm X had made the point years ago. He said, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" And, you know, I think that a lot of times this pursuit of non-Black women and men is a reflection of our self-hatred. And it's time for us to heal ourselves of that. The other reason why we need to promote Black love is because our families are in complete disarray right now. You're seeing the erosion of the Black family, where you have a situation where many Black women will not ever get married in their lifetime. You have a situation where over 70% of our households are single parent households. We need to reestablish family and marriage in our community. Marriage between a man and a woman, and build a solid foundation, which is the family. A lot of the problems in our community stem from the erosion of the family. We cannot ignore the importance of having a strong Black man in our households. You know, while we run around championing, you know, LGBT and all that kind of stuff. And I believe that people should have rights and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe in intolerance or violence against anyone. But while we are focused on same-sex marriage and LGBT issues, our families are falling apart and nobody wants to talk about that. And it's time for us to address that. It's time for us to address the fact that we have so many Black women that are without partners. And the last thing that we need to be doing as Black men in that situation is running out and chasing somebody else's woman. And the crazy thing is, some of these people that do this stuff are the ones that be, talking about Black power and all that kind of stuff, talking Black while sleeping white. You know, got their fists in the air with Becky by their side. That doesn't make any kind of sense at all. It makes us look like some damn fools before the world, where we're asking people to respect us and we don't even respect and love ourselves. So yeah, that's number two. We need to rebuild the Black family, and we need to be about building the family, you know, uniting with our sisters to do so, instead of running out here chasing any and everything except the Black woman. The other thing is, we need to be about continuing our legacy, you know, financially. So we need to continue our legacy financially by keeping the wealth that we accumulate within the Black community. Often when you have these men, for instance, they marry out and they spend a lifetime building all this wealth. When they die, you know, as Umar Johnson has pointed out, when they die, that money is going towards that white woman. Because more likely than not, men die before women. You know, we have a shorter lifespan than our women, and it doesn't make sense for a black man to spend all of his life, you know, accomplishing all these great things in his life, and for that money and that wealth to go to a white woman, further enriching the white community is far exceeding the black community in terms of wealth. You know, I just did a video where I pointed out how like 10, you know, white people have 10 times the wealth of black people. Why contribute to that problem by turning over your wealth to a white woman? The other thing is we need to be about continuing our biological legacy as a people. You know, our urge to procreate and recreate is about preservation of the human species and about preservation of a particular race, about our race. And the fact of the matter is, I know people often talk about how, you know, fear of a black planet and, you know, this idea that a black man plus a white woman equals a black child and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is things are changing at this point. You know, many of these biracial children, they don't view themselves as black. Many of them do not identify with blackness. They have the mentality of their parent who married out and procreated with somebody that's not black. And often that mentality manifests itself in the perpetuation of this whole situation where people still believe that whiteness is a premium or whiteness is better. And these biracial children end up being with white women just like their black father, or white men just like their black mother was. And that further dilutes the race. And eventually you get to a point where the children are unrecognizable from their original black descendant. And it goes so far as to the point where they virtually become white, you know, where they only have like, you know, 1/8 of their bloodline African-American, or even less than that, or 1/4. And you can't even tell the difference between those descendants and a 100% white person. And they lose their identity. They are no longer black for all intents and purposes. And so we create a situation where we are diminishing and diluting our line as a people. And this is not to, you know, express any animosity towards any other group of people. It's about us loving ourselves and preserving ourselves and our legacy. That's what love is about. If you truly love yourself, why would you even think about being with someone other than your own? So with that, please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings. Have a blessed day.